In this anticipated hour, perhaps the most momentous in the history of the Daytona 500.
I send to every fan, competitor, and curious observer this message. Spoken with the same depth of feeling for each one of you as if I were to cross your threshold, shake your hand,
And speak to you myself. For the 54th time in the lives of many of us, we are a witness to the great American race. Over and over again, we have been humbled by this place and this event.
Richard Petty's car goes airborne, end over end.
Whether by sheer scale or through unfaded memories. The contest for which our brave competitors are called is to meet the challenge of a principle. That teamwork, more than competition, is our heart's driving force. Such a principle, stripped of the mere primitive doctrine that might is right, allows each driver and crewman to trust their talent and one another. After all, what is under our hoods is a manufactured engine. What is within our hearts is real power.
Hey everyone, Ian here from Manishite Media, and it's NASCAR edition. We have here an original 1970 Plymouth Superbird here, FY1 Lemon Twist Yellow, retaining most of its original paint. I can't verify the nose cone, but the car to the wing is definitely all original paint. It just has 40,076 miles on it, 440 automatic, 4-barrel engine, which I'll show you in a second. These cars are so special in the car world, especially in NASCAR, is in 69 and 68, Ford was so dominant that Richard Petty left Plymouth and went to Ford for the 69 season. Well, in the meantime, Dodge came out with the Dodge Daytona and really dominated on the track. So Richard Petty really needed a wing car, wanted a wing car, and he went to Dodge, and Dodge said, well, you're a Plymouth guy, you're not a Dodge guy. So he went to Plymouth and said, I need a wing car. So they started the process of making a wing car. They had 6 months to produce 1,935 Superbirds. Because what happened was in NASCAR in 1969, all you had to do was make 500 models for the public to be available or be eligible to run in NASCAR. Well, in 1970, they changed the laws or the rules, and you had to build one Superbird per 2 dealerships, which came out to roughly 1,935. There is other numbers that say 1,920, but again, we're splitting hairs at this point. This one here is in the NASCAR registry. This is car number 175 in the NASCAR registry. So it has the factory vinyl roof. It's got the back window plug. It's got the scoops on the front. It's got the nose cone, the hideaway headlights, the vacuum operated headlights. So this car has the 15x7 rally wheels on it. They're all hard tops, so the back windows roll down. We have buckets, console automatic. Obviously the 8-track in this car has been added. It's just so nostalgic, we're gonna leave it. Signed by Richard Petty. The glove box door and the sun visor I had sent out a few years back. I phoned Petty Enterprises and said, yeah, Richard signs anything. So yeah, I sent it down there and got that done. This is a non-tack car, so a tack delete car, which is why it's blank on the one hole beside the speedometer. If you notice, this one being an original, it has the bird logo on the passenger side door panel. That's factory, not on the driver's side. So many cars, when they're done, and it might be personal preference, which is fine, but they're supposed to be only on the passenger side in that location. So the back window rolls down. The Scat Pack deck was on there before, and it being it's tinted glass, I'm not going to mess with it, so we just leave it. We have obviously the factory window plug. If you were to compare a 70 Roadrunner to a 70 Superbird, this is one of the big aerodynamic components, along with obviously the wing and the nose, which are very much not very discretionary. They're right in your face, but they do function. You can sit on this wing, up until probably a couple hundred pounds and it'd be fine. There's at least 200 pounds of wind downforce on this in NASCAR, and there's special uprights, special bracing in the quarter panel, and special jacks for this car because of the nose cone. So there is a special jack for this car specifically. Again, dual chrome tips. So this is an N42 car, which is the code for dual exhaust with chrome tips. N41 is dual exhaust with turn downs. And then when you add the N42, it's got the chrome tips on the back end. But if you look, you know, if you really stare these cars down, ones that aren't restored, the fit and finish is quite poor for the most part. But that's because they had to make them so fast. So this car originally, I don't know its initial first where it came from. It was purchased out of Michigan, and then from Michigan it came to Saskatoon to one owner, and now it's switched hands about 7 years ago, so it's back in the Saskatoon area. Again, to the best of my knowledge, it is how this rolled off the assembly line. This is the paint. Again, we're looking here, we have our data stickers, the latches all look, you know, legit. There's nothing tells me that this car has ever been painted. In the jams, all this stuff. So yeah, there's the tack, delete, the bullseye there, nothing else is in it. That's where your tack would be. That's an N85 option. There'll be some other cars coming up here in the chute. We have the, again, back seat, very seldomly, I don't think has ever been sat in. So again, another unique feature of this, these are 1970 Cornet front fenders. And these scoops, lots of times, you know, people ask what these scoops are all about. Well, in the NASCAR version, the downforce on the nose would be quite excessive. So they cut holes in the top of the fender so the tire didn't rub inside the inner fender. On a stock factory car like this one is, it's totally sealed. There is no hole in here. But if you look at a 69 Daytona, there's actually a grill in there. So again, pretty neat. And if you have these to compare to, I'm very blessed that I have so many cool, friends that have so many cool cars that allow me to be part of them. I've seen some things. Now I never ever say I know everything, but I've seen some things, and comparatively, the Daytona definitely has the grill underneath the scoop. So we have vacuum powered headlights, switch in the inside. There's a bunch of hoses that come out of here, and I'll show you that right here in a second. This is the bumper guard for collision. That's all they needed. In Maryland, in the state of Maryland, you couldn't actually license a Superbird. They did not meet this little rubber thing. They didn't meet their crash test rating. So you actually, in 1970, you couldn't license one. So crack this open. We just came off a drive. It's a little toasty, but there's the 440 Commando, 375 horsepower, high performance manifolds. 1970 is the first year we got the stovepipe. What I mean by that is the shiny piece that goes from the exhaust manifold up into the air cleaner system. Definitely got a heater hose. I always had this off to the side. Again, numbers matching. Engine, transmission has been replaced at some point. It's got the right radiator, 956 26-inch rad, the Roadrunner horn where it should be. The only thing I did add, which is definitely not stock and it's fairly poorly customized, is the overflow can is a beer can, if you see this in the video. I don't like the antifreeze going onto the floor, so we use the beer can. And it works, it fits in there perfect. We have the hood insulation kit, which again was the sound deadening, sound suppression, which was one of the options. And yeah. So the nice thing with this, this one has 3 of the 8 options that you could get in the Superbird. So it has the passenger side mirror, tinted glass, and hood insulation kit is what I've come up to figure. It's car number 175 out of 1935 or 1920. The numbers, there's nothing for sure about how many were made. Some information's 1,920, the other one's 1,935. It's number 175 in the registry.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, original paint.
Yeah.
Obviously the 8-track's been added, but it's so nostalgic and it works. I'm not actually sure where did I put my 8-track. I had Meatloaf in there. Bad out of hell, that was in there. I don't know. Not sure where he put it. On my yellow car, I actually have 8-track factory on that one, and I always have the yellow Foreigner in it because it matches the car.
Yeah, I'd look kind of weird otherwise.
Who would want to have a red 8-track inside a yellow and saddle tan interior car? It's just weird.
It'd be weird.
No matter what the song is, I don't have a yellow Kiss. Kiss never made a yellow one, so I never, because that is my band. One of my students gave that to Dad at the car show this year.
Nice. Look at that.
first time I drove a Superbird, and I've always been a Superbird nut. I was about 17 years old, and that gentleman I keep telling you about, Tracy, who's been so good to us car-wise, well, everybody, he's awesome, him and his wife.
Yeah.
We go out to his place on Father's Day. I might have been 17, something like that. We'll say 17. And he's got a Superbird. It's got 24,000 original miles, 444 speed, Hemi orange, and we just go look at it. We just want to go look at it.
Yeah.
He throws me the keys. He says, "Well, you want to take it for a rip?"
Oh,
I said,
wow.
"What do you mean?" I said, "We'll take it." Threw me the keys. So me, my brother, and my dad went and drove this bench seat 4-speed pistol grip Superbird. And from that moment, I mean, I never ever forgot. And he still has the Superbird. It's still in his collection. So at some point, obviously, I hope we get to his place so we can do his cars. But that was the first time I got, and the only other time I've ever driven one of his cars. But he was so cool that day on Father's Day. He let us drive that 24,000 original mile Superbird. And again, I'll never forget that.
That's nuts.
So with the cars now, the cars that we have, the other day when we did the video for the purple car, I went and picked up one of my cousins. He's maybe 8 or 9, but he's all into this old stuff. I took him out for a drive, and he will never forget that. And again, I don't want to be a center point of anything, but I remember what Tracy did to me, so I always just try and pay it forward to somebody else.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That would have been pretty cool.
I have the picture. I don't know. I don't think Mom came along, or someone took the picture of us three in that car, and I mean, you can't wipe the smile off our face. It was just the coolest thing ever.
No, I bet not.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I don't always take everybody for a rip. I mean, we're doing dual purpose here, I guess. But when else are you going to be able to drive in a real 70 Superbird?
Yeah, this has got a drag pack on it, so.
That is the drag pack one?
But it's gone tomorrow, so.
You sold it?
I didn't need it, so.
Oh.
But I'm going after a butterscotch 71 Dart.
Oh, right. That. Is he selling?
That's where I'm gonna go.
Is he going to sell?
At least for now, so.
Yeah, cool.
Anyways, it was very recognizable.
I-
Get your money out, by the way.
Yes. Okay. Take
All
care.
right.
See ya. That's Calvin Jones. Yeah, that's the guy Mom and Dad bought the car from.
What a small world.
Never seen that car yet, so that car is an actual ordered drag pack car. It's like some kind of Wahoo Hemi in it with some different differential gears. It's a pretty quick car. It's
His
a
Charger
four-door.
there? His Charger?
Yeah, it's a 4-door race car.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that guy Calvin, awesome dude. Talk cars for days, hours, months, years. And every time I talk to him on the phone, it's like an hour and a half. He likes to talk and I love to talk, so it's pretty much an hour and a half. When he phones, I just go straight to the basement, sit on the couch, get comfortable. Don't forget to like it, share it. Please click the subscribe button. We have many more cars coming up, and we are going to deviate from the Mopars. We got some Chevys coming up. We got some Fords coming up. I think even have an older Datsun in the chute here. So again, stay tuned. And yeah, thanks for joining.